Hi, teammates. I found Asclepius, who's a Greek demigod, and he's the god of healing and medicine, and he's got a snake staff, and he was trained by a centaur and raised by a goat and a dog, and Zeus strikes him down with a thunderbolt, and I found his symbolism to be very interesting. Asclepius. And I found Joseph Piton de Tournefort today also. And he was killed by a carriage. And he was a botanist and did a lot of great work. They said his work was kind of like people had already known about it, and he kind of dismissed some of the findings of other researchers and other botanists. But his work was so well structured and written that they kind of just passed it off and were like, his work became famous anyway. Like, a lot of botanists use his work as examples for the next 50 years to come. And this is Joseph Piton de Tournefort. So that's kind of funny, like just the way it worked out. But I'm looking at his stuff and his work that he did, and kind of tying it in with Asclepius here. And we've got let me get to this here. Daniel's vision of the beast. And I've got a theory that the beast that was like a lion and had eagle's wings is Jesus. And he was given a man's heart. It's kind of like he was given Leviathan's heart to walk as a 47, to walk as a Ronin, and had no fear. And I also think that, now this is just a theory, don't crucify me over this, I'm just saying, I think that Jesus, I think he could have been Saul, King Saul, because he was the first and the last. So he would have been the first king. He would have been the first king, and then he's the last, to rule, Jesus' kingdom and everything. He's the last king, the 1,000-year reign and all that. So it would kind of make sense if the way it's written, it's like his fee was to go from Benjamin to Judah. Like he switched over tribes and became Judah, and that's why he's the lion from the tribe of Judah. And that's kind of what I'm looking at. I mean, he could be King Saul, and then he did everything he did on earth and was killed and raised on the third day, and he's Jesus. And that would kind of make him more like a human type. But Saul was all about sacrifice. Like with the Amalekites, he tried to sacrifice the animals and stuff instead of just killing them like God told him to. And God was like, I want you to obey and not sacrifice. And, so it would make sense that Saul was like, that's kind of like the way he was, that's kind of like his characteristics. So, and there was no goodlier man than Saul, and he had trouble with David and all that stuff. But, just looking at the way it turned out, I mean, he could be that lion was Jesus and Saul, and walked as a Ronin, walked as knowing that he was going to die. How admirable is that? Knowing that you're going to die and you still do good for others and still do all the miracles that Jesus did and was given the heart of Leviathan. I mean, that's pretty cool to me. I mean, I don't know about you, but just a theory. Don't, like I'm saying, don't run to town over it. I'm just saying could be. And then I think that the beast like a bear is with the three ribs in its mouth could be Paul Walker. Now I know I'm going from one extreme to another. I'm going from Jesus to a mere actor, but I'm saying just kind of look at the symbolism. Like he ran away from the sacrifices, Paul did, and like he did a lot of good in Haiti, and the three ribs in his mouth could have been the 4-year transfers that we talk about. So I'll go to this here.
Excuse me, young lady, I didn't see you standing there. You would be who?
Just the analyst who detected that.
Hold on. It was you? You did it? Her?
They hacked your firewall in 10 seconds. Okay, even a supercomputer with a brute force attack would take 20 years to do. The signal pattern is learning. It's evolving on its own. And you need to move past Fourier transfers and start considering quantum mechanics.
There is nothing on Earth that complex.
What about an organism? A living organism, maybe some kind of DNA-based computer. And I know that sounds crazy.
That's enough.
Fourier transfers.
That's enough.
Fourier transfers. That sounds crazy.
So even this user, the way that he's put it together here, this YouTube user, he repeats the Fourier transfers, and that's Mr. Cartmenez. And so thank you to him for putting that together. And I've got this here. I'll show this to you. Fourier transfers. The train is like train swimming, Hendrik Goldzeus. And then because he had to use his whole body, remember, to master the swing of the Buren line. And Phi-RS is Furs is T-Bone Walker. Phi equals Paul Walker equals died as Seven Church. Fourier equals Charles Fourier, one of the two witnesses with T-Bone Walker. Holy Ghost, power over fire, G host, Goldzeus. So all three ran Sea Beast. So, could be, you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? I mean, and then you got the fourth beast, which is dreadful and terrible. And that could be like the modern day wolf symbolism that we're looking at, which would make sense to be the first and the last again. You know what I'm saying? Just with the name there. So, and he takes down 3, big powers. And so just some things to think about. Thank you, teammates.